This is Bumper to Bumper, the car show. Drive in anxious and cruise out confident. With the best automotive information for your vehicle. And now your hosts, Matt Allen and Dave Riccio.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Bumper Radio. I am Dave Riccio here along with Matt Allen, and together we are your KTAR car guys. Heard every Saturday from 11 to noon, and at Bumper to Bumper Radio, we're helping you, the motoring public, have a better overall car repair experience. So if you got car questions, we've got car answers. So we encourage you to give us a call at 602-277-5827, 602-277-KTAR. And maybe you got a little something quick you want to chat about. You can send us a text at 411-923, and we'll talk about it on air. At Bumper to Bumper Radio, we just want to get you to know what some of the proper expectations are for auto repair. I hear things all the time. Last night, Matt, I'm sitting at home, and my wife, she's talking. My wife's a school teacher. She's talking to another school teacher in the lounge.
Oh, boy.
And they're talking about an oil change. And so she goes, oh, yeah, Nisa went in for an oil change, and Discount Tire wanted to charge her $80 for an oil change. And I said, honey, Discount Tire does not do oil changes. And she goes, well, this one did.
You know, the unfortunate thing about radio, Dave, is you have to see your facial expressions and you talking with your hands to really get out the what I think the conversation was like. It was like, those dirty, rotten SOBs.
They wanted to charge her $80 for an oil change, and so anyway, and she goes, no, it was Discount Tire. I go, I'd almost be 99% sure that Discount Tire doesn't do oil changes. She goes, oh, it was. And she's having this argument with me. I said, okay, honey, maybe it was like Discount something else. She goes, okay, yeah, then them. You know, so this other teacher, she's complaining about her $80 oil change, and she goes, the last time it wasn't that much, and they go, oh, and then they charge her $19, their coupon cheap oil change price. And so the $80 oil change was a synthetic oil change, full synthetic oil change, which isn't that abnormal.
No.
And so, you know, my wife has no idea about auto repair because she really has never had to deal with it. I mean, before me, it was her dad. He just took care of her car, you know. And, you know, Dad, my car's doing something weird, and he would take care of it. And nowadays, I take care of it or don't take care of it.
Or not.
You know.
Wait a minute. You know what? We almost glossed over a whole little topic that we had, and it's kind of timely because didn't you take a road trip last week?
I did.
Anything happen?
I did. Yes, it did.
What happened?
We ran out of gas. Here he says, again?
The second time, right?
Yeah, it is the second time.
Still haven't got that gas gauge taken care of.
No, I have not. Okay. My wife's car, the gas gauge still is not fixed. We ran out of gas. It's been a year, almost exactly a year ago. And in the gas, with a quarter tank on the gauge, we ran out of gas, right? So we filled up the car. You know, we got towed to a gas station, did our vacation, and my wife's like, are you going to take the car in? I said, I'm not going to take it in until I know.
What do we got going on around here? What's all these noises? First my phone's going, and then yours. So you did what you wanted to take. You wanted to kind of prove it wasn't.
Yeah, I wanted to run it out of gas and then tow it to the dealership instead of taking it down there and them saying, gas gauge is fine, nothing wrong with it, you know, everything's working great. So I tried to run that car. My wife, every time I got to a quarter tank, I'd say, let me drive the car so I can run it out of gas. And about 3 times she gave it to me. But all year long we tried to run that car out of gas, and it never ran out of gas. And we'd run it all the way down to E till it was like,
you didn't try hard enough.
Didn't try hard enough. And on this road trip, I'm like, quarter tank of gas, and we're pulling out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. We're going to get ready to get on the I-10, and I'm like, I'm going to pull off there, get some gas. And it's literally a mile away from the gas station that I had in mind, and the car dies. 2.5 hours on the side of I-25 was not fun. And it wasn't as hot as here, but it's just not comfortable when the air conditioning
You
doesn't
had a
work.
bike on the back. You should have just
Two
rode up
bikes.
there and bought a can and come right back,
No.
and you would have been on the road.
It was a nightmare because they sent out a guy with a gas can, and the guy calls me from the gas station. I said, hey, sir, I hope you know this is a capless system, so you need a special funnel to fill it up. He goes, oh, I got what you need, right?
I've seen it and done it all. Don't you worry, boy.
So I'm trying. First gallon he spills on me. The second gallon he spills on the side of my car. He goes, try it now. And I'm like, it ain't going to start, dude. There's no gas in there. So anyway, that's not what we're planning on talking
let's get
about.
back to the oil change.
So
Where are we going with this?
well, so my wife knows nothing about auto repair, and apparently neither does the gal she's teaching with, because they're in the teacher's lounge going over this. And the expectations, and I think when people are at the automotive counter that don't know anything about what we're talking about, they hear wah 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 $80, and they go, well, the last time it was wah 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 $20. So what happened? What's different? And then the word wah 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 synthetic comes up, and so some people just aren't in the know about the oil change, I think.
Well, I heard two different things in that story. First, I hear her saying, $80 for an oil change. So there's first the suggestion that it's just there's something wrong with that, and that's too much.
Right.
And that's not accurate. So that's just the first thing. The whole premise of the conversation was false, if you will. I mean, $80, how dare they? It's not like, it's not like $96 for a case of water in Florida right now, right? And then the second part is, what I don't know if you got to tell this is, well, then after she questioned them, they just made it 20. So then it's the suggestion, I think, is they were just charging $80 to do $20 worth of work.
Right.
And that didn't happen either. Maybe they really did do the synthetic oil change. Maybe it was one of those coupons where it's $20 for this one and $80 and $79 for this one. And they said, well, she brought the coupon. The car, I don't even know what kind of car it was. Maybe
I don't even know. I asked her, I'm like, was it a BMW? Was it a Chevrolet? What kind of? She goes, I don't know.
Right, so that just sounds expensive. That's all.
$80 is way too much money.
There are rip-offs. I don't know why, but they are.
I told my wife, I said, honey, you realize I do a Mobil 1 oil change on your car every time, and that is at least an $80 oil change. Because I use synthetic. I'd rather pay for good oil because I'm going to drive it like it's stolen.
Right. Or drive it like it's out of gas.
Well, and I don't, and I wonder. So the topic today is oil changes, and I wonder if people don't know, because they go into one shop, and it seems like I see a lot of people change shops on every deal, right? They went over here for this oil change, they went over here for this oil change, they went over here for this oil change, and they don't have an oil change plan. Okay, it's whatever. Oh, last minute, I'm going to pull in there and get an oil change real quick before I head out of town, and so that's what they do. And is there a benefit, Matt, to go get synthetic on one oil change, conventional on the next oil change, and then the coupon deal on the oil change? We don't even know what kind of oil that is.
Yeah, you don't, and it might be good oil.
Could be.
It might be, but even if it is, it's not even necessarily, according to Jason, our on-staff tribologist. Just changing, say, between your Valvoline and your Pennzoil or whatever. Even that it's not going to hurt anything necessarily, but it's got a different detergent package, so it might just clean something different. And it's just different. So it's not a horrible thing to do, but consistency is nice. And we talked before the show. I get people all the time, need an oil change. Got to get it today. I tell them, well, what's the situation? Well, I'm over by 800 miles or something, which probably usually means 2,800. But never should an oil change be a crisis. You should never have to get an oil change today.
Yeah.
Bad planning. I mean, big time.
So for me, my plan for an oil change is I do 15,000 miles a year on my vehicle. That's 3 oil changes because I do it every 5. And I do it every 5. It keeps the math simple. 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. Whether you put a sticker up in the window or not, because,
I think you stole that idea from me, didn't you?
I did steal that idea from you. But the modern car, I mean, for the longest time, it was every 3 months or 3,000 miles. That's kind of fading away. There's still cars I would recommend that on. It just depends on the situation. Does it have oil leaks? What's the condition of the car? So, but in general, is a broad brush. 5,000 miles. So, and that's not uncommon that people do 15,000 miles a year. Some people on the lighter side of things, maybe 10,000 miles a year, it's twice a year to
And
the
even
auto
if
shop.
you don't, it doesn't matter. You still just do it every 5,000 miles. Use a good oil. I mean, the reason part of this topic came up, Dave, is we had some cars in the shop this week that we had to fix, and we can get into the story later if we want to, but there's so much stuff that happens around an oil change. This particular car was a government car that we do some work on, and they had a misfire problem. Goes to another repair shop, a dealership, and they did some look. There's a service bulletin about some of these problems. They threw their hands there and said, that needs an engine. This poor running on this car was the totality of poor oil changes, not enough maintenance, and the car had an engine misfire. These are all characteristics of what we're seeing in this newer direct fuel injection. We spent, a $9,000 engine. We spent about $1,000, maybe $1,200 cleaning that, redoing fuel injector cleaning, redoing carbon and direct injection cleaning, and removing carbon from the car. Thing's cherry. $1,000 versus $9,000. But there's different additives we can use. There's so much that goes into the oil change. There's a lot of thought. It's not just pull into the next shop and get your oil change. Oil change is a good way to find a shop to start a relationship with, and a lot of times that happens off the coupon, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then once you get in there and get established, start really having a program to take care of your car.
For sure. When we come back, we've got wide open phones at 602-277-5827, 602-277-KTAR. You're listening to Matt and Dave, your Bumper to Bumper Radio.
This
Matt and I share car repair tips weekly to help you keep your car safely on the road, and a few of them are easy to do.
Yep, you're right, Dave. And one of the easiest is to have a dependable battery that you can trust to get you started no matter what the conditions.
Interstate batteries are what we trust at Bumper to Bumper Radio. In fact, they're what we use at our own shops for our customers.
If you're like most people, your car is one of your most valuable investments. Make sure you take care of that investment with the power necessary to get you where you need to be. Interstate batteries are America's #1 replacement brand with the factory fresh guarantee, and they're easy to find at good shops everywhere.
Cars or trucks, Interstate has you covered with long life and performance in our harsh desert climates with products like Megatron Plus. It carries a 30-month free replacement and a 6-year performance guarantee.
Interstate batteries. No battery lasts longer. Check them out at interstatebatteries.com.
Hi, I'm Kurt Morgan, owner of Shadow Mountain Auto Service in Phoenix. I'm also a college automotive instructor, and I've been a technician for over 30 years. In that time, I've seen all kinds of games and gimmicks in the auto repair business, the worst of which seems to be associated with transmissions. I think it's because, to most, including technicians, the inside of a transmission is a mystery. So when one of our valued customers has a transmission problem, we send them straight to Tri-City Transmission. No games, no gimmicks. That's Tri-City Transmission.
Than family. Hi, Kurt Rock for Kurt's Auto Repair. Family owned and operated and Bumper to Bumper Radio preferred. We've been taking care of Valley families and their auto care needs with a perfect Better Business record for over 27 years. Come experience the difference our ASE Master Techs can make for you and your family at Kurt's Auto Repair. Just east of I-17 at 22nd Avenue and Bell Road, or online at mycarhurts.com. Gas or diesel, foreign or domestic. If your car hurts, take it to Kurt's.
Happy anniversary, baby. Got you on my mind. Happy anniversary, baby.
It is our anniversary.
I don't know if you're on my mind, though, baby.
No, not at all.
Baby Dave.
Not at all. Oh, yeah. It's been 6 years this weekend.
Yeah.
6 years this weekend. They still haven't like pulled the power plug out of the wall.
I know,
Get
but
those guys off.
I'm
We're still preferred over dead air.
Yeah. I'm still surprised sometimes the key card badge lets us in on Saturdays or even Monday through Friday. But yeah, it's 6 years ago. Well, it really was today.
Yeah. Right before
tomorrow,
right before the show, I played our second show. And it was so bad. It's not that it's a whole lot better, but it's just that was bad.
It's really bad. It's just bad now before it really sucks. Well, you know what's funny, Dave? Before we actually started the show, there was all the planning kind of going into it. We'd come down here to the station and talking with the directors and this and that, and we didn't know. And we were in the studio. We just had, like, no clue, you know. And we used to go down and meet at Dave's shop because he has an actual office that we can sit in. And we'd put the iPhone on the counter, and we'd have a stopwatch. we would time, and we'd do it, and we'd play it back and listen. Oh, my Lord, those are painful.
Oh,
right
bad.
now to listen to.
It was really bad. Anyway, welcome back to Bumper Radio. I'm Dave Riccio. He is Matt Allen. And today we're helping with your cars like we are every Saturday. To get a hold of the show, 602-277-5827, 602-277-KTAR. We've got Matt, and we're going to go to Robert on a 1985 Buick Regal. How can we help you, Robert? You're on Bumper to Bumper Radio.
Yeah, happy anniversary, guys.
Hey, thanks.
I've been working on my vehicle, and it used to shift from first to second, not until I was up to like 35 or 45 miles, between 35 and 40 miles an hour. So I depressed the throttle valve, you know, and opened up I opened it all the way up, and then let that go, and I ran it. So now it shifts from first to second, and then immediately to third. It just seems like it goes from first to third now.
What do you think there, Davey?
Well, I happen to remember working on these. You know, it's an old 440, so it still has a governor gear, and it still has a TV cable or throttle valve cable, and so it's by that throttle valve. I mean, it sounds like he was stroking the throttle valve, you know, via the cable just to see if he can free it up or mess with it, that kind of thing. But it's really, as far as your shift points in the old days, that was it. Matt, are you on the internet? What are you looking up over there?
You're talking about the transmission, not me.
You answered. I'm gonna be over here looking something else up.
Yeah, I'm busy.
So anyway, as far as shift points and that kind of stuff, it's I would go make sure you have all the gears. And the best way to do that, and I do this every time I'm test driving cars. Some of the modern cars you can't do it in, but in 85 you can certainly go in. Take that shifter, run it all the way down to first gear. Drive it when you feel like it should shift into second. Lift the shifter up to second gear, boom, and then third gear, and so on. And that's how I want to make sure I have all the gears, and I'm not dealing with some sort of governor TV issue.
Is it good or bad when they go boom?
Boom. You know what? I like a little boom every now and then.
Boom goes into gear good, but not kabam. Like
yeah,
that.
We don't want a kablamo. That would be a bad shift.
So make sure. So if you have all the gears when you're manually shifting, it might be more of a control problem.
Correct.
But if there is no third gear when you go shifter, then there's something on the inside.
And I'm so happy that cars don't have TV cables and governors anymore. I mean, it was just the technology-wise, that's the way they were controlled. But if you're starting to have
this car is old enough, it doesn't have a TV in it.
It's got a throttle valve cable in it. But you can start to have a governor gear starting to hang up, or a governor valve. You can start to be having a TV valve hang up. So there should be more going on to it, but it could be just a transmission control problem. Thanks for the call, Robert. 602-277-5827. Let's go with Matt in Scottsdale on a 2006 Mercedes KL3. How can we help you on your Mercedes?
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
Appreciate it. Actually, it's an R350.
Van. I like
It's an R-Class. Yeah, kind of like a semi-van / I don't know, whatever.
Is it the AMG one?
No, it's just it's not the R63. It's just the regular 3.5 liter.
Right. Okay.
Thanks for taking my call, and I just had a question for you. We recently had some transmission work done on it, and when we took it in, they replaced the conductor plate and the valves, not the whole transmission. Since then, it still has some rough shifting between gears, like first and second to third, especially downshifting when we're braking. Any ideas on, what I can ask them when I take it back and say, hey, guys, can you look at this and can we get it fixed?
Well, I'm trying to think of the model of transmission. I know a 722.6, that had a real common issue with conductor plates. And those got, we replaced a lot of those. and the speed sensors are in the conductor plate. So if you get one that's misreading, or you get a lot of times there's issues with,
Well, why did they replace that stuff in the first place? I wonder.
It's pretty. Yeah. So what was your symptom for them to go ahead?
It just went into limp mode and wouldn't go past first gear. So there was clearly something going on.
Okay, so there's that, and if it's a 722.9, the conductor plate now is really a valve body with the computer and all the electronics in it, and it's a bigger deal. Did you pay for this repair?
Wait, hold on, I'm gonna put it back on, Dave. Matt, you're back. Sorry about that.
Did you pay for this repair? What was the price tag on it? This conductor.
I did. I paid I think almost $2,500 to $3 because they did other work for me.
Okay, the actual conductor plate part of it.
Oh, I think it was I looked at the line item on the work order. It was like $1,000.
Okay, so it sounds like it's a 722.6. But as far as the shift quality, you're saying it shifts hard.
Right, like it almost catches on the second or first as you brake.
Okay.
And the reason I'm concerned is because they indicated the whole tranny didn't need to be replaced, just those particular components. Yeah. And so I want to make sure that there's not something deeper going on.
Well, it generally is a pretty good transmission. So, I think they would have been happy if they thought you needed a transmission. They would have been happy to let you get a transmission. But the conductor plate for what you described, it sounds like that was the right repair. But just because it's not shifting right, there's a whole lot of things that go into a car shifting right. I can have a car shift harder because I've got a bad throttle position sensor on the engine. So now if you go back in there with a conductor plate or with a shift concern, let them do some more diagnostic work to narrow that down.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that can be some of the adaptive memory was cleared and it just hasn't been relearned enough yet. Could be that. But the question was, do we have some tips I can take back and tell them? The best thing you can do is properly log down or take a journal or accurately articulate and describe the exact problems you're having, and that's the best information you can provide to them. They know about these. They don't need Matt and Dave on the radio said it could be this, because they already know that. Just give them the best description you can of the symptoms.
Yeah, what speed range, that type of thing. So it sounds like we're slowing down. You're getting some harsh downshifts. So anyhow, when we come back, we've got Art, we've got Bob, and we've got a couple other lines getting screened. 602-277-5827. You're listening to Matt and Dave, your KTAR Car Guys on Bumper to Bumper Radio.
Ouch! Being out of tune is no fun, and maybe even a little painful. Hi, this is Lee Weatherby, owner of Accurate Automotive in Mesa. At Accurate, we are a family-owned and operated one-stop automotive repair shop that specializes in building long-term relationships that are in tune with your needs, not ours. We've been recognized nationally as one of the top shops in the country, but for over 20 years, our priority has stayed focused on providing quality automotive service and repair at a fair price. I invite you to come in and see the difference an in-tune relationship can make for you and your car. With our free courtesy inspection, a $49 value, we feel it is well worth our investment in you because we believe good long-term relationships start early with your first walk through our doors. Accurate Automotive, home of friends serving friends, just off Broadway and Robson in Mesa since 1992. For more information, check us out online at accurateautomotiveaz.com today.
Good friends, good golf, all for a great cause. It's Bunker to Bunker, the golf show's 6th annual Fall Frolic, Saturday, September 30th at the legendary Arizona Biltmore Golf Club. Come join us as we celebrate the beginning of fall with our 2-person scramble benefiting Phoenix Children's Hospital. It's a fantastic day of fun, food, golf, and prizes on the beautiful links course, all for just $89. A great value. You even receive a free coupon for a second round of golf. Space is limited. Register today at bunkergolf.com. That's bunkergolf.com.
Trust. It's hard to earn and sometimes even harder to find. If you live or work in downtown Phoenix, Matt Allen's Virginia Auto Service is celebrating over 20 years of award-winning service at the corner of 7th Street and Virginia. Recognized as one of the best service shops in the country, their customers have come to trust Virginia Auto Service for its A+ rating by the BBB, 2-year 24,000-mile warranties, and free transportation to and from your home or office. 20+ years of earning your trust. Virginia Auto Service. They're serious about service.
KTAR-FM, Glendale, Phoenix. KTAR News on 92.3 FM. Arizona's news station.
KTAR. On air, 92.3 FM. Online at KTAR.com. And streaming live on the KTAR News app. Your breaking news and traffic now.
It's 11:30. I'm Tom Perumian. Here's our top story. Hurricane Irma has weakened to a Category 3 storm with 125-mile-an-hour winds, but it's expected to regain strength before slamming into Florida. The storm has been pounding Cuba, and forecasters say it will get stronger once it moves away. Irma is expected to hit the Florida Keys Sunday morning, then move on to Tampa. The National Weather Service and the National Hurricane Center are warning the storm will bring life-threatening winds to much of the state, regardless of its exact path. More than a week after Harvey slammed into Houston, wreckers are still hauling cars and trucks from flooded neighborhoods to dealerships or to vast fields where insurance adjusters assess the damage. Harvey killed at least 70 people, destroyed or damaged 200,000 homes, and inflicted an automotive catastrophe on one of America's most car-dependent cities. Now for a check on traffic, we go to John Michaels in the KTAR Traffic Center.
And right now, with an accident reported Pecos at Arizona Avenue in Chandler, this is motorcycle involved. Watch for slowing. Police and fire responding to the scene. And a structure fire in Chandler as well, reported Arizona Avenue north of Germain, using alternates like Alma School to skirt any slowing in the area. This report brought to you by Cancer Treatment Centers of America, outsmarting cancer with new technologies like advanced genomic testing and immunotherapy. cancercenter.com/outsmart. And that's traffic, KTAR News.
Cloudy skies, a high of 95 expected today, 80 degrees overnight, clear and back into the hundreds tomorrow and on Monday. Right now, 91 degrees in northwest Phoenix. Weather brought to you by Howard Air. I'm Tom Perumian on Arizona's news station, KTAR News.
For a complete list of KTAR contests and official rules, visit KTAR.com and click on the contest tab. That's KTAR.com.
KTAR News 92.3 FM and streaming live on the KTAR News app.
Hi, I'm Dave Riccio, owner of Tri-City Transmission. Well, you may have come to know us for being a transmission expert. What you may not know is that our customers regularly ask us why we don't perform repairs to the rest of the vehicle. You guys are so great. Why work on just the transmission? Well, the requests became hard to ignore, and 3 years ago, we began to build an infrastructure to perform general automotive repair. We weren't going to do general repair if we couldn't be great at it. So in 2013, we began the soft opening of Tri-City Auto Repair on Smith Road. We brought on ASE Master Technicians to work side by side with our Master Transmission Technicians. The combination of the best in both of these trades has created a synergy that allows us not only to fix your transmission, but to service and repair your whole car, and to do it well. Let's face it, the modern car has become so integrated. We believe all of our expert knowledge puts us ahead of the curve. Find us at TricityTransmission.com or TempeAutoRepairShop.com. That's TempeAutoRepairShop.com.
Hi, Lisa Henry with Russ Lyon Sotheby's International Realty. Have you been thinking maybe the time is right to move, but you're not sure if you have enough equity in your home or if it really is a good time? Well, home values have increased significantly over the past few years, and interest rates are still historically low. For how long? No one knows. But for every 1% increase in the interest rate, the result is about a 10% loss in purchasing power. So it might be a really great time to sell your home and either upsize or downsize to a new home while the interest rates are still low. Contact me via my website at lisareneehenry.com or direct at 480-330-9530 for a no-obligation market valuation on your home and to hear about our global online marketing plan designed to sell your home quickly for top dollar. Again, that's lisareneehenry.com, 480-330-9530. Come experience the difference a truly customer-focused real estate agent can make.
It sounds like they've just had the accurate automotive experience. We're family-owned and operated and have served the Mesa, Tempe, Gilbert communities for over 22 years. We focus on building long-lasting relationships. And oh yeah, listening to you so that we can understand, meet, and exceed your expectations. One location, 14 bays, 88 years of automotive expertise, and a passionate commitment to customer service and excellence. My name is Lee Weatherby, and I approve this message because it's true. We love what we do, and we want to do it for you. Accurate Automotive, the home of friends serving friends.
kind of more my era, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever music was there when you were in high school, there will always be music connected to your soul.
Yeah, I like some of the music I first listened to when I remember getting my first album. It was Boston. I sat, I listened to that thing for hours and hours, and just.
I remember the much older kids listening to Boston when I was when I was a young kid.
You're just a young punk. So, well, welcome back to Bumper Radio. I'm Matt Allen, along here with Dave Riccio. And every Saturday, as usual, we're here to help you with your car. One of us is always here for you. So 602-277-5827. It's 602-277-KTAR. That's how you can get a hold of the show, ask us questions about your car. Talked about oil change earlier, kind of opened up about the story of, oh, my gosh, those guys were going to charge you $80 for an oil change. What a rip, right?
Right.
Well, what should the price be? It's all over the board. Especially you go out and you buy a new car, and maybe you've been driving, you've had your last new car, you were smart, you kept it for 20 years, it served you well, and now you've gone and got out of that older Camry, and now you've gone into a newer one, and oh my gosh, the oil change, why is the oil change so much now? Well, it's synthetic oil, so it's a different car, so that's some of the things you need to think about when you're buying that new car. It is going to be a little different. The technology has changed over the years.
And to the point, that van that you had in their shop, they may have done sub-quality oil changes or not enough oil changes, and now someone's quoting a motor for $7,000 or $9,000. It didn't end up being that way, but you're going to cause yourself problems by not doing good maintenance. And the rules of thumb for me are, every 5,000 miles, getting an oil change. I mean, it should happen every 5,000 miles. And don't stretch your 5 into 7 every 5,000 miles. And it keeps the math simple, 5, 10, 15, 20. And I did steal that from you, but I'm going to make it my own when you're not around.
That's all right.
So
sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. So you don't necessarily, you can cost yourself a lot of money by saving a dime here or saving a dime there. And it's not necessarily good when it comes to maintenance. Bad maintenance sometimes is worse than
none at all.
None at all. So
well, we had the question on the text message, which, by the way, if you want to text 411-923. But the gentleman says, "What about this oil that we see advertised and change it once a year?" The oil, I'm sure, is good. But you've got to have a well-running engine, because if we have something misfiring or overfueling or things like that happening, that fuel is going to get contamination. If you drive in great conditions, maybe Arizona's is that, maybe it's not. We do fall under severe sometimes.
A lot of dust in our air gets into the oil.
So yeah, there's a lot of things that will make that oil last, and that's possible. One of which is a very, very good oil filter too. Because that filter needs to last 3 times longer than it normally does. So you've got to up your game on your filter. But then it's not so much. I always say this: it's not the oil that's bad. We need to make the fine adjustments to top off the fluid. I don't want your car falling apart around the oil change.
So there's another text here, Matt. Can the Floridians just drain oil and change battery, dry stuff out to save their flood cars? And I was thinking about this. We haven't done this in a while, but these water-damaged cars in rice, Matt, you can put them in a bag of rice, and does that help?
You go down to the Chinese Cultural Center down there?
Yeah.
It's
you
a
get
very
the truckload.
deal. That's where I get my jasmine rice. Put about 200 pounds through the sunroof, and you have a very nice aroma.
That smell good.
You know how they say put the bag of foam or put your cell phone in ice? On rice. Put the cell phone in rice. If you jump in the pool with it or something, it fixed it. Just need about 200 pounds for the car, and it usually works.
It's be funny. I personally, if a car had water up to the dashboard, even for more than for more than a minute, I would not want that car.
Yeah,
that car will never be right.
We can clarify something, Dave. Someone's going to say, "Did you hear those guys on the radio? They said put 200 pounds of rice." Don't do that, okay?
Don't do that.
It doesn't.
He's full of poop.
Not just rice, but no, you don't want to touch. Probably now, if you drove the car into a puddle and sucked water into the engine and blew up the engine, that's not a flood car. I mean, it kind of is, but it's not. Something that was submerged in water, anything over the rocker panels, that's the threshold where you're getting in the car. That car's garbage. We've seen some stuff on the news. I think people are just wanting to get some attention on the TV, like Carfax. There was a story last night on one of the news channels, and it was all about Carfax. Carfax is creating. I bet they're sending out press releases about their free flood check so they can drive stuff to their website. There's all this hubbub, and people are talking about flood cars, flood cars. We're not going to see these flood cars anytime soon, I'm sure. But it goes all the way back to the message. Have a relationship with your mechanic.
Get it checked out.
And if you're going to buy a car, have it checked out before you buy it.
we could, if there was a car submerged, do you think, Matt, you'd be able to spot it?
I think so. When you start to see what your car looks like when it's kind of dusty and it rains, but not very hard. It's just got that dirty look on it. When that's up on top of the dash.
You don't want algae up on top of the dash.
If you pull a door panel back and there's remnants of water in there, these are pretty easy to spot. Boy, I sure would not want one with all the electronics on a newer car.
Yeah.
That stuff is going to haunt you forever.
Older cars without all these modules, maybe. But the modern car where you got a module for everything, you got a module to run the power seat. Yeah. And you ever see that scene from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles where the power seat slams them against the windshield? That's what's going to happen with your water car. So anyway, we got to get to Bob in Glendale. He wants to know how much to save for auto repair. I think that's what you're looking for. How can we help you, Bob? You're on Bumper to Bumper Radio.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about, is how much money. Seems like you guys are talking like $1,000 to $200 on oil change. It's getting pretty expensive to maintain a vehicle anymore. I was just wondering, kind of like once a month, what kind of balance should you have in your checking or savings or a credit card so that you have the monies set aside for maintenance on a vehicle so that you're not running around on four bald tires all the time.
Right. Well, that's a good question, Bob, and I'll tell you, one of the things that a lot of people don't know is you can go back and listen to all of our old shows if you go to bumpertobumperradio.com. They're all listed there in podcast. Tim and I talked about that last weekend while Dave was out running out of gas. And,
we've done that show other times, and when I was there, I think it was better. So go further back. We've done that show before.
Right. So we've done that. But, I think most general auto repair shops, let's just do the math this way. The average repair order cost when you go to an auto repair shop, and I'm talking about just like
everything.
You're
throwing it all into the mix.
The tire repairs, the customer who just had a light bulb replaced, to a transmission, to a major service. The average repair is $500. And if you come in 3 times a year, that's $1,500. So just on the surface, if you set aside $1,500 a repair year to maintain and repair your car, that'd probably be a good start. And then, of course, it's going to depend. Is your car newer? Is it older? That number's going to shrink.
He said these modern cars seem so expensive to maintain anymore. Yeah, the oil changes have gone up, but we don't do it every 3,000 miles. So I don't know necessarily, because you can take the modern car, change the oil and change the tires, and in 50,000 miles, nothing else is going to happen. I mean, that car's pretty good. And I could say you could almost carry that all the way up to 80. And that's where year one, your budget's different than it is year two. And it escalates. And I know in shows past, we've said year one, this is what you do. Year two, this is what you do. Year three, this is what you do. Taking a car from ground zero, 0 miles on the car.
I've never thought about it, but I bet it's interesting. I bet over the course of a 10-year period, you spend the same amount of money. Because the cars that you don't do very much on for the first 100,000, you get whacked really hard at 100.
Oh yeah.
And then it's a great car still, and it still was a good car, but there's a lot at one time where the older car, we just took bites every time. We're here, and I bet it's darn close at the end of the road.
And cars are made better. They're breaking less. In my mind, I feel like they're more expensive to fix when they do break, though. I have these cars come in, everything mechanically is sound. I got to put a computer in it, and it's a $2,000 bill. Not from me. I've got to go purchase the computer to sell to you, and I'm paying a lot of money for it. So I see, or you got a throttle body. It needs a new throttle body. The throttle body's bad. Well, now it's got an electric motor on it. It's not just a cable little butterfly anymore. So that throttle body is now a $1,000 piece. So I see the price of repairs going up, but they're less frequent.
Yeah.
I guess that's the way that looks. So anyhow, but we've got Doug and a couple phone calls coming through. Maybe time for a couple more at 602-277-5827. You're listening to Matt and Dave, your KTAR Car Guys on Bumper to Bumper Radio.
Matt and I share car repair tips weekly to help you keep your car safely on the road, and a few of them are easy to do.
Yep, you're right, Dave. And one of the easiest is to have a dependable battery that you can trust to get you started no matter what the conditions.
Interstate batteries are what we trust at Bumper to Bumper Radio. In fact, they're what we use at our own shops for our customers.
If you're like most people, your car is one of your most valuable investments. Make sure you take care of that investment with the power necessary to get you where you need to be. Interstate batteries are America's #1 replacement brand with the factory fresh guarantee, and they're easy to find at good shops everywhere.
Cars or trucks, Interstate has you covered with long life and performance in our harsh desert climates with products like Megatron Plus. It carries a 30-month free replacement and a 6-year performance guarantee.
Interstate batteries. No battery lasts longer. Check them out at interstatebatteries.com.
Trust. It's hard to earn and sometimes even harder to find. If you live or work in downtown Phoenix, Matt Allen's Virginia Auto Service is celebrating over 20 years of award-winning service at the corner of 7th Street and Virginia. Recognized as one of the best service shops in the country, their customers have come to trust Virginia Auto Service for its A+ rating by the BBB, 2-year 24,000-mile warranties, and free transportation to and from your home or office. 20+ years of earning your trust. Virginia Auto Service. They're serious about service.
This is Bumper to Bumper Radio, KTAR News on 92.3 FM.
Welcome back to Bumper Radio. I am Dave Riccio along with Matt Allen, and we've got Doug and Phil, and it looks like another one coming through, and we are helping you with your car, and today it's oil changes. And I think the takeaway here, Matt, is to have a plan for your oil changes. You know, figure out your 5,000-mile oil change. Also decide if you're a full synthetic oil change person, you want the good oil. You also got to find out if your car requires full synthetic, because you may go get a $19 oil change that's conventional for a car that needs synthetic, and you may ruin the car. So you got to find out what's required of your car, and you got to find out how you want to handle it. In the old days, it used to be good, better, best, conventional, blend, full synthetic, and the blend thing is kind of gimmicky a little bit. And I think we've seen the conventional go away.
It's gimmicky. Ford calls for a synthetic blend motor oil in there.
Yeah, but blend isn't really regulated.
Well, right. I mean, their standard is, but yeah, blend is just like ceramic brakes. You can, put a little booger of ceramic powder in there, and all of a sudden you got ceramic brake pads.
Well, I like to run polonium carbide brake pads. They seem to work really well on my car.
Especially in the high temperature.
All right, let's go with Doug in Goodyear. He's got a 1979 Chevy G30. How can we help you, Doug? You're on Bumper to Bumper Radio.
Well, I apologize. I didn't know it was about oil changes. I had another question.
No,
Are you guys going to be able to handle that?
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't promise that.
I don't know about a 79 motorhome RV kind of thing. That might be out of our league. But just so you and everybody knows, the show is whatever you want to talk about. We have a topic that we talk, but most importantly, everybody needs to know we're going to help you with your question, whatever it is. So go ahead.
Perfect. I believe the vehicle has a 400 in it. When I'm cruising down the highway, it starts to overheat. When I'm at idle or just going around town, it doesn't get much over, say, 210 or 215. I have put Doral high-volume fans on it, and I upgraded the alternator. And the coolant is fresh. The radiator is an aluminum cross-flow, and I don't know what to do.
So it's got a regular fan on it driven by the engine, plus you put some electric fans on it?
No, it does not have the regular fan on it.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it with it had a pair of 16-inch fans that were not shrouded, and I bought a set of shrouded fans that will move around 4,000 feet a minute.
I'm looking at just like airflow. I mean, is the airflow, when this thing's going down the road, I've had cars where they're overheating on the highway, they're fine in traffic and all these other places, but there's some piece missing underneath the front bumper that keeps the air going through the grill. And on something this old, I don't really know, but there's some sort of lack of airflow.
Yeah, it's one of these things where I'm standing here and I'm thinking, wait a minute, this is the stupidest answer that we should know right off the top of our head, but it's such an old one that this was common 20 years ago, and I've almost forgotten. But if it's heating going down the highway, we're clearly just not getting, I would think, just not enough air across the radiator there. Could be a valance missing, but then again, maybe the engine's not running right either. Maybe there's a transmission problem, is slipping and overheating the motor, or maybe that volume of water in the radiator isn't enough. Yeah, not really sure there. We just need to get somebody to take a look at it. Take a look at bumper-to-bumper-radio.com. Maybe there's a shop near you on there, and get it in and take a look at it. And then you got to find somebody that works on older motorhomes too, because you got to have base for those suckers.
You sure do. Thanks for the call, Doug. Let's go with Phil in Tempe. He's got a 2007 Volkswagen Jetta. How can we help you, Phil? You're on Bumper to Bumper Radio.
Hello, thank you for taking my call, guys. I got a 2007 Jetta. I'm having problems with the windshield wiper switch. And, I don't want to take it to a dealer because it's going to be too much money to pay for it. So I just wonder if you guys can help me out to find a shop that is, fairly good on prices or something like that.
Well, Phil, there's good, cheap, and fast, and you usually get two of those. Good usually isn't cheap or fast. Fast, so you know how that goes. The best thing to do if you want to look for a shop or need a recommendation for a shop from Dave, right, is go to bumper-to-bumper-radio.com. There's several shops there in Tempe. There's Tri-City Transmission Auto Repair. There's Good Works Auto, depending on where you are.
Further down in Tempe, you got ADS.
Yeah, Automotive Diagnostic Specialties are in Tempe. So just take a look around and choose one of those shops if you don't already have one, and go and you're going to have a diagnostic fee. Probably somebody needs to check it out and find out what's happening, and then get it fixed for you. That's going to be your best bet. And then just establish a relationship with somebody and take your car to them and let them take care of you.
For sure. Let's go with Dave in Tempe. He's got a 2011 Dodge Nitro. How can we help you, Dave? You're on Bumper to Bumper Radio.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks a lot. The reason why I'm calling is my check engine light is on, and they read the code on it, and it basically said that it's an evaporative emission system leak detected, very small leak, and I was just wondering how extensive of a job is that?
Oh, how extensive? Could be extensive. It could be as little as a gas cap.
Yeah, small leaks can equal big dollars sometimes, just like a huge leak can equal small dollars. There's really no correlation. That could be something very simple, but getting access to the leak, maybe it's on top of the gas tank, could be difficult. There's some of those Dodges where there's a fuel line that they made too short. The fuel tank saddles and the plastic line shrinks and then cracks. So you just need to start with a diagnostic service somewhere, Dave. And same thing like we told Philippe earlier. If you need a shop in Tempe area, go to bumper-to-bumper-radio.com. Maybe you already have a shop. If you do, great. Just go to the guys that you normally go to and take it in. You're going to have to start somewhere. They got to jump. You got to jump and then see where you go.
But this is a great explanation for the code says it's this. Well, now the code says, we got a leak, and that kind of points us in a direction, but now we got to go figure out where that leak is. So that's where the work comes in. Mm-hmm. And some people say, throw a gas cap on it, because that's, if the car's, 5, 10 years old, throw a gas cap on it, buy a good gas cap, not one that doesn't fit the car, because you make your little leak be a bigger leak if you buy the wrong gas cap. But someone's is going to go ahead. We smoke the system. We put smoke into the fuel tank and see where the leak is coming from. It could be a vacuum line up by the engine. It could be a leak back at the tank. So it could be anywhere in the car. So that's where the hard work comes, is finding that.
And you might even find the leak because it might be a valve that's not closing all the way, and that valve is in line, and it's letting some air bleed past it. Dave, you mentioned something about just getting the code, and the code's not the problem. The code's the area. I had several phone calls this week where the people said, I already got a diagnostic. And I said, well, then why didn't you just have the shop that diagnosed it fix it? Well, AutoZone, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Acme Auto Parts.
Acme Auto Parts did the diagnostic. And I'm not going to say anything bad about it. They didn't diagnose the car. That's a difference. They got the code for you. That's like going to the doctor and saying, you got a fever. They didn't diagnose you. They just said you have a fever. They don't know what's wrong yet. They still got to check this and check that, maybe do a swab or a culture of your throat and send something to the lab, take a little whiz quiz. Who knows?
Whiz quiz.
Who knows what testing they have to do, but they didn't diagnose you by telling you that you have a fever.
Yeah.
When you get the code, all you know is you got a fever. We don't know if you got the flu yet or bronchitis or you're on the deathbed.
Need a whiz quiz still. So anyway, let's get Tim from Phoenix. He's got an 03 Honda Odyssey. How can we help you, Tim? You're on Bumper to Bumper Radio.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Good.
All right, so I have a 2003 Honda Odyssey, and it squeaks. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm really bad when it comes to speed bumps, and I might have went over a couple a little bit too quick.
Maybe. Just
but
maybe?
After a few times, yeah, maybe, just a little bit. But anyways, so after I did that a couple of times, I learned my lesson, I stopped doing it, but I hear a squeak. And I don't know where it's coming from.
Is it like a
It's usually coming
mattress
from the-
spring squeak? Like that?
Oh, yeah, but it's not like all the time. It's kind of like if I go over a bump, it'll make the sound, or if I'm turning the wheel to the left or to the right, it'll start squeaking a little bit.
Okay. Well, I think one thing you need to do is slow your roll a little bit. I mean, you need to really just do a little bit better job, I think, of paying attention to when the squeak is happening. Is it only do it when it does left or right. So first try to isolate the front or the rear of the car. Now, Dave, if this was in our shop, that's what I'd be doing. Front and rear, we might have two technicians or one of us, and a service advisor and technician, driving kind of listen. Is it from the front or the rear? And then before or after, not in any specific order, we might be doing a visual inspection. And then we might just disconnect something. Maybe we're going to disconnect the sway bar links and go drive it again. So there is a process, and noises are tough. So
that one there, we put that one on a drive-on rack, and I'm going to get my biggest, heaviest guy to go up there and do a little bouncing. And we're up underneath it just looking for the squeak and grabbing different things.
Yep.
So, Matt, I love when we get into the burr months. The burr months are my favorite time of year, September, October, December.
Yes.
The burr months are great.
It's like a burr month in here now. Somebody's got this air conditioning down to 70 and freezing over here.
Well, Bree, thanks for running the dials and screening phone calls. You guys don't know it because you can't see Bree, but we see her in there scrambling. She's on one end of the room, raising this dial, on the other end of the room, grabbing the phone.
She's like an octopus.
She's
Arms
doing it
everywhere.
all in there. So thanks for doing that for us. If you're looking for a friendly, honest, competent shop, you can find them at bumpertobumperradio.com. And, of course, while you're there, be sure to like us on Facebook. Remember never to text and drive. That's no good. It's an easy habit to get into. Stay away from texting and driving. And at nighttime, don't do it because everyone knows you're doing it because there's a big old bright light in your face. Yeah. We'll see you next week.